Yeah, this... I need to mess with my resolution a bit. This is, like, very difficult to read. But that's something I'll have to do on my own time. Cool. Big old pile of information. If you don't acquire supplies, your fleet will suffer through a slow and ultimately fatal decline. Cool. So, I can't play this in full screen because it demolishes my 2 side monitors. So this game doesn't like being on multiple monitors, and it really fucking hates vertical monitors. So I'll see if I can bump the resolution up a little bit, and it's still being playable while in windowed mode. I never played past the first 10 minutes. I thought people like really turned on Starbound at a point. I recall the reception of that game being bad. So we have the ability to scavenge. Make sure to take all of the supplies and any other valuable cargo, but feel free to leave the cheap and bulky metals. To get your fleet moving, click on an empty space in a direction you want to move. Finish. I'm just going to real quick save. We're going to call this Attempt 1. And I'm going to try making the text a little bigger. Give me a second. Man, I guess I am kind of... This game has so few resolution options. Like, it's kind of bad, actually, how few resolution options it has. Okay, well. Time to play full screen, but not full screen. Hopefully I can see all of the UI. It's looking like I won't be able to, but... "12-year-old Java game moment, I guess." Yeah. Actually, no, I can't see everything. Am I supposed to unpause? I see. Press 6 to start scavenging. Your fleet assumes a stable orbit relative to the debris field, and the field appears to be stable and will not drift anytime soon. Long-range scans indicate it is likely something of value and could be found inside. There are indications of what salvage is to be had and what is easy to find, and there's significant risk involved in running a salvage operation. Assess. Crew and machinery required versus available. Uh-huh. That seems bad. I mean, that's not really the issue here. The issue is it doesn't have, like, there is, like, plenty of resolution options. The issue is that it doesn't have a borderless window option. So if I can force borderless window, that's fantastic. Let me know. Otherwise, it's not super helpful currently. Gate elemental. I don't need to force it up to 4K. Like, it's just that it has pathetically poor windowed and borderless window options. I tried doing Alt-Enter. Yes, I just did again. You may need a mod for it. Good to know. It's likely something of value could be found inside. Well, okay, fine. You begin salvage operations by an accident during the operation has resulted in loss of 4 heavy machinery. Cool. Yeah, I can't see the top of the screen, so I have to restart again. Hold on. I'm just gonna exit. We'll start this over. 1600 by 900 and squinting it is. It's okay. It's not the first time I've done this before. Like, these are my resolution options. So it's either I can't see the whole screen or I have to play where it's small enough that I have to squint. Those are my options. So I guess I'll have to look into... Aw. You telling me this game doesn't support the numpad? That's a shame. Scavenging effectiveness. Bad. Okay. We lost 4 heavy machinery. Rip. Base value of 30 cents. I see. Is there a weight? Press F5 to save and advance the tutorial. Pirate fleet is approaching. First, you'll spot it as a sensor contact, and then a unidentified fleet. And then when it gets very close, you'll see its true colors. Yeah, well, I'll worry about that off stream then. You'd have to ask chat. I don't know. Bar jumper. Things take 1 space unless they say they take more than 1 space. Okay. So I don't have to worry about, like, ship encumbrance? Don't worry, the pirate ship is shoddy, rust bucket, and if you lose, you can press F9 to quick load. I like a game that encourages saving and loading. Combat is to be expensive. Even so, combat can be expensive even if there's no bounty on the enemy you fight. Deploying ships into battle reduces their combat readiness, and recovering combat readiness supplies battle damage can cost even more supplies to repair. Yeah, I'm sure. I was just trying to figure out where the indicator of how much space I have is in that menu. However, it is often necessary to survive. Wait for the pirate fleet to approach and defeat them. Oh, I see. It's click and hold. You know, crap, what's the name of that game? I'm trying to think of the name of the game, but that flying around screen really reminds me of another game. Everybody's just naming space games. And these are all space games. Yeah, but no, none of them. Really old game. Yeah. They recently made a, like, Toys for Bob owns the... this is how I know it's, like, a me thing. Is, like, Toys for Bob owns the IP for it. Because they bought it back after having to sue somebody. Star Control. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of Star Control. Star Control. Stromico Penguin got it. Reminds you of Cosmoteer? Cosmoteer is more recent than this, but yeah. In fact, Cosmoteer reminds me of that, but with more shipbuilding. The pirate ship maneuvers and you prevent them from disengaging easily. It does not appear to be certain of your identity. Any hostilities will have a reduced impact on your reputation. I don't know. What do you think, chat? Blast them? I mean, so that's what, option 2, move into fight. Fire the missiles is a valid response, honestly. Surrender to them. Come on, is that even an option? I don't see that as an option here. I don't see surrender as an option, my friend. It's like bend over. What? Excuse me? Beg your fucking pardon? The opposing fleet moves in to join battle. Time to fire the pew-pews. You can select which ships deploy at the beginning of each battle and deploy reinforcements and the battle goes on. Deploying a ship reduces the combat readiness by a fixed amount. In addition, the ships will be able to gradually lose combat readiness after their peak readiness runs out. I'm assuming that just means like ammunition and supplies, right? Or is it just like an arbitrary cooldown timer that just refills? Or is it something that I need to pay money to refill? Open common seduce them? Sag. This thing doesn't seem great at combat. Can't even turn down its engine. Can't even turn on its engine. Oh, that's funny. But it has drones. What was the hotkey to fire out drones? Shepard's combat use is its drones. Got it. I mean, portrait mods are probably just like PNGs that are in your game files, right, Bar Jumper in YouTube chat? But if you're but I'm piloting the ship, right? So then it would just like do that automatically. Well, anyway, let's deploy. All right, well, get him, I suppose. What do I have? Got a energy pulse laser. I've got an explosive. Got an ion cannon. A PD laser. Well, let's hop over to the ion cannon. Assuming I can actually hit you. I can't steer for ship, by the way, in case it's not obvious. I think it's kind of hard to hit with. Yeah, this is going to take some getting used to, that's for sure. Oops. There goes my shields. Watch me just die on this first fight. Good times. Training wheels off, I suppose. Yeah, I'm aware that you can press the mouse to aim. That's an interesting gun. Well, aside from the fact that I almost died, that was fine. Because you're awful at it, you autopilot in command and then from the tab up top. That might not be a bad idea. I find it very hard to like track my ship. But it is kind of fun though. So kind of in the same way that I like Brigador, I might do it even though I'm terrible at it currently. Your forces were able to gain a complete victory in the last engagement. Salvage crews were able to recover 349 credits from CPU cores and still active in the wreckage. Take all, sure. What's this? Light assault gun. I don't know what that means, but so where's like the total storage space? Salvage operation, 5 days. Confirm and continue. Your fleet's supply consumption has gone up. Recovering combat readiness used to deploy ships into battle costs supplies, as does repairing battle damage. To reduce the supply use, repairs and CR recovery on ships can be suspended from the fleet screen. Is this game like DF? Chat, you be the judge of this one. I'll leave this one up to you. No? Yeah. I've heard Mountain Blade in space. I've heard Kenshi in space. It's developed like Dwarf Fortress, as in it's been in development for 10 trillion years, and it's available through their website, not through Steam. But aside from that, it's indistinguishable. Identical game. No difference whatsoever. Supplementary used for repairs, total supplies to finish repairs. Assume all repairs. Character. Man, this is going to take a long time to learn. Refitting a ship will cause you to lose. Okay, well, I'm just clicking on menus, game. That's, I like the eject screen is pretty peak. There's system jump point. There's a mining station run by pirates. Seems fitting. Where the heck am I? All right, well, let's just close this. Oh, was that the guy that I literally just killed? That is the guy that I literally just killed. Okay, well. You've gained a level. You gain 1 skill point. With each level up, an additional point, with each level up and an additional point at the start of the campaign. Oh, okay. Also, gain story points as you gain experience, and it can be used to take exceptional actions to make your own story in a way. And the tutorial will introduce using these in a bit. Okay. Skill points are used to learn skills, and the skills are arranged in 4 aptitudes. Gotcha. Combat, leadership, and technology and industry. Each aptitude has a number of tiers. You advance to the higher tiers by picking skills from the lower ones. Skills that affect the piloted ship and all combat skills, and a few skills in other aptitudes can be made elite at the cost of a story point. Cool. You have abilities to assign to the numbers, and I'm pretty sure you have the burn drive enabled, which doesn't let you steer as you want. In combat or just in general? But probably. I don't know. You used to be able to eject crew? I hope you can still eject crew. It's not a space game if you can't eject crew. Come on. But, I mean, steering seems fine. Like, but what do I have enabled? I have no idea what you're talking about. Unless this is what you're talking about. I mean, sure, if you're not paying your crew, they should leave. Damn right. What should I level up, chat? Because having more 50% maneuverability seems like a lot. Like a lot. From all applicable terrain, ability to reverse jump, the system. We're directly in hyperspace. Okay. I mean, like, just being able to maneuver better seems not dumb, and that also seems good. Oh, I see. I have to confirm. Oh, you can reassign skills? Oh, that's nifty. It's generous. I mean, that's still generous. Shortly after dispatching the pirates, you receive a tight beam communication from the system's main inhabited world, Ancyra. Is this an anachronism? The message is brief, and it asks you to travel there and contact the station commander, Haney, as soon as possible. If I ever played High Fleet. I watched a friend of mine play a shit ton of High Fleet and decided I never wanted to play High Fleet after watching it, but it looks really cool visually. Let's lay in the course for Ancyra, and you don't need to do this to allow travel. I have a question about combat, chat. If you set it to autopilot, can you take control over after the fact? Like, can you just like panic and be like, fuck this, I'm taking over? Okay, I might just do that in combat. Just let the game play it and then jump in. I have not seen somebody use like comic asterisk symbols to censor a curse word in so long. That's so funny. Just getting started? Sure. After a lot of reading and bumping into things. I know, I completely believe it. But, like, this is why you let autopilot do all the work, and then right at the end of the fight, you take over and then shoot it yourself and then chuckle to yourself about how you're cool. That's... you know what I mean. Except when you have Invictus for... I'm presuming that's a really powerful big stick, right? Anyway, you can also press tab in the open map to locate Ancyra manually. Select the message and show on map button and select lane course. Okay. Well, that popped up way faster than I was expecting. Because it's hold down the button. And now we fly. Yeah, this really does just look like Star Control. Ancyra's pretty far away. It'll take you a while to get there at this rate. Okay, so it's going to tell me how to jump, right? The sustained burn ability is useful for long distance travel, and activating it will briefly stop the fleet and reduce its acceleration to a minimum. But then burn level will blah-bitty blah and do space thing, right? Activate sustained burn. You can also press and hold shift to speed up time. So where's sustained burn? Activate warp 9? Oh, I see. It's one of these. I get. Coming up on an asteroid belt, if you go at full speed, there's a chance your fleet may be knocked off course and some of your ships might even suffer damage. So what you're telling me is to not do that. I'm gonna say this right now, Denchi. Just let me play the game. If you start recommending and suggesting mods, if you want to do that, go do that on my Discord server. I don't need that in my chat, because my only response to you is gonna be, nah, not right now. Just let me learn the game. Let me at least finish the tutorial and die first, before you start telling me I need to install mods. If you don't know me very well, that's okay. But, like, I'm still me. I like to learn things the way it's made and then fix things once I feel comfortable. I don't care what it is. You recommended it, so I'm giving you my statement. And will always give you my statement. Look, quite literally, yeah. Let me die in game at least once first. Yeah, that's what the tutorial just said, Gate Elemental. Nailed it. But I don't think I need to speed up time until I get bored. I'm not bored yet. So the fleet is getting close to an Ancyra, which is controlled by the hegemony, a major militaristic faction in the sector. While in hegemony space, a fleet is required by law to identify itself by keeping its transporter turned on. This is a view shared by most, although not all, major factions. Turning on the transponder, makes your fleet highly visible, and everyone seeing it will know who you are. Unlike that pirate fleet you fought earlier, which had to be very close to positively identify. Activate the transponder before getting close to it to avoid unwanted attention from patrols and receive docking clearance. Since turning it on and off is has major consequences, it requires a double tap to turn off once to confirm, finish. I pressed it. It should be on. Oh, I see. Sheesh. It told me to press it once to turn it on, and then I pressed it, and I guess it didn't turn on. I allow them to scan. Incompetent pilot, not aspiring smuggler yet. It said that you needed to click it twice to turn it off. Why would it tell me to turn it on if I'm in a tutorial that... Okay, well, whatever. Displeased. If I catch you running with the transponder off again, you won't get off so easily. K. Leave. Sag. Okay, so I just, like, completely misunderstood how the tutorial works then. Whatever. Sag. Anyway, you decide to open comm directly, take a shuttle down to the dockside door, trade goods, buy or sell ships, or refit. Various standardized modules for manipulating matter on industrial scale, and they accept manual input. Oh, that's crew. Okay, well. You know, I've learned over the years, the UI that I am the dumbest at is figuring out how in the hell trading UI works. Like, am I supposed to click and drag over? Okay. Oh, 30% tariffs. Better than real life. Controls click to move a stack. I should have figured that out. Probably shouldn't sell my fuel. Probably shouldn't sell my supplies. So I need heavy machinery for things, correct? Because it really makes it seem like you need this stuff. So I should keep that. You need some heavy machinery, but not a lot. All right, well, I'll keep 10 units, and if chat screams at me before I sell it, then I'll keep more. But I also got like 9 from the one salvage that I did, so. This game is famous is because it has taxes? What about SimCity, though? All right, well, anyway. Missile, autoloader, what are these? Organics. Well, I don't know what I'm doing, so what else should I do here, chat? This is basically SimCity 3000 in space. Well, I was once quoted stating that every game is actually just a really complicated Minecraft mod, so this is just Minecraft with, like, the cubes removed. Com directory, okay. Oh, this is the guy I'm supposed to call, right? Hurry shit. Establishing connection. Your connection, I've always liked this screen. I've seen this on other streams, but the way that it kind of adds on stuff instead of like resetting your dialogue every time. Your connection request is accepted and surprisingly quickly, even that a citizen has many... Given that a citizen has many responsibilities, you've come. Excellent. As you are well aware recently, well, I suppose we can skip that part. You decide to, I could use a refresher on recent events. Chat, do I need a refresher on recent events? I'm going to say probably. We all know the situation is less than ideal. Now, where do I fit in? Let's do the flavor, okay. A team from Galantia Academy has been running experiments on the dormant gate in this system, trying to connect it back to the domains gate network. Promising experiments or so they thought, until an energy pulse we expected would get a response from the gate. Destabilize the jump points leading into the system, cutting us off from the rest of the sector. Oh no! You know, space games and sci-fi stuff like this is always like one of 5 different things is happening. We lost contact with everybody. A bad thing is coming out of the thing that we usually use as a bus. Or we built a thing and it's cool and now a bad thing is coming out of it. Or look, a thing appeared. Uh-oh, what's coming out of it? Anyway, it's cutting us off from the rest of the sector. It's rather like how the sector is cut off from the domain, writ small. And the stars have a sense of irony, do they not? The miners of... how the fuck do I say that? Derinkuyu? Didgeridoo, we'll go with that. Station, which is also located in this system and was operating near a substance level, were hit the hardest. And they turned to piracy, intercepting one of the last food shipments to come in. Out of desperation, no doubt, but there were deaths. And they put themselves well outside the law. Their leaders, well, we have no access to the outside, so fuck the law. Anyway, their leaders now know that if the jump points are stabilized and the system is once again part of the sector, they can look forward to a life sentence at a penal colony at absolute best. They built a cool thing to open the doors back to the Interstellar Federation. It collapsed the warp tunnels for the FTL travel, and you're on your point, there be monsters in the black. Okay, cool. I mean, that's like 5 different sci-fi franchises I like smashed into one, so that's fine. Works for me. It's like Stargate, why am I blanking on the name of that show that I watched way too much of? That's a book as well. I can't do names today, apparently. Battlestar Galactica. Yeah. A little bit of DS9 in the cutting off part for that one episode. That's what they get for not keeping their science pippies in cages. All right, where do I fit in? The miners turned to pirates are guarding the jump points, preventing us from gathering recent readings and coming up with a way to stabilize them. We do have a security detachment that could handle their forces, but they are tied up defending Ancyra. The pirates if the pirates are too much for you to take on, but fortunately you don't have to. We've got an agent in, however you say that, station, who will be able to gain access to recent sensor readings from the ships guarding the jump points. But they have not been able to get a long-range comm array to send data to us. And that's where you come in. Head to Derinkuyu and retrieve the data from the agent and then return here. Okay, so I'm a delivery boy. Cool. Your favorite mall drama? I like DS9, man. All of the places in this game have names that are way too hard to say for no good reason. I mean, that's just... that's just good sci-fi, man. I mean, come on. If you're not throwing tons of random lingo that makes no sense in, what are you even doing? What's in it for me? Why me? What's in it for me? 2,000 bucks sold. A mercenary, some credits naturally, with more along the way. And if it all goes according to plan, we'll be able to reconnect with the rest of the sector such as it is. I mean, there's plenty of people here with 1,000 hours in this game, I'm sure. But noted. Brought over DQ ice cream? I won't say what I'm thinking, Bastet, so enjoy your ice cream. First off, make sure to turn off your transponder and undock. Once I'm far enough away that I'm not going to get slapped by the cops again, right? If you're lucky, the pirates may even think that you're one of their own and let you approach the whatever the fuck without any trouble. It makes sense to go dark as you get closer and make sure that you can't get too good a reading on your fleet, or you approach along the asteroid belt, which will give you the most perfect cover. Okay. And if they notice me, then you're in trouble. Activate emergency burn and get out. I think reload a save is probably what I'll actually do, but... Oh, I have opinions about DQ. Bastet. Yeah, it was cool, Shadow. It was a cool gig for the past year and a bit. I mentioned side project a lot on stream, and that's what I was talking about. Anyways, I'm all caught up on chat now. Don't emergency burn unless you really need to. Hold on the ships, and it will cost you more supplies to recover from the... And it eats up a good chunk of fuel, too. Very well. Okay. Excellent. Thank you for being willing to help. Now come back when you've got the data. Good luck. Okay. Consider your military options. Oh my God. Right. Shuttle down to the dockside bar. Leave. Whoop. I wish everything wasn't so small. It was built post-collapse on the superstructure of the maintenance gantries, intended for the Atlas-class freighters. And these were welded together and boosted out of Ancyra's orbit, and then stabilized in Galatatian? In the Galatatian asteroid belt, to serve as a base for mining operations. And a recent lapse in public order involving the long walk of governing the hegemony kernel has seen control devolve into a loosely organized council of rogue miners. It sounds like they just need a solid payday and, like, you know, a union and healthcare, and then they probably wouldn't go rogue like this. But, you know, all I'm saying is we just need universal basic income in space. And then you'd probably have less of this. Disagree, Maddie. And also, you should just, you know, buy the game like an adult. But, I mean, if you need to be that way, then be that way, I suppose. Not going out the airlock is the best I can do. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. In space, everybody's the bad game. Is the bad guys. Imagine being so broke that you use a crappy YouTuber's key for a video game. All right, where are we at? So oh, I see. Okay, so I'll just give me a separate icon. I can zoom in. Zooming in to make this a lot easier. Let's actually lay in course for the debris field. That won't take us too long to get there either. It's a hot ball of molten fire. Also, out of curiosity, is the dev's name Alex? He's saying, like, throwing somebody $15. I'm presuming you're referring to the dev. Could be too expensive where they're from. Yeah, but you don't need to brag about it. It's not the act of doing the thing that bugs me. It's the bragging. It's the self-importance. I know, that's why I paused the game. This game also kind of reminds me of Delta V a bit, although it's probably actually the other way around. Delta V was neat. I'm faster than check and backseat. That's, you know, it means I'm learning. I tend to play games that I'm new at very slowly. In that I hover in menus like this a lot and think about what I'm doing. So if the gameplay seems sluggish, it's nothing like, it's just how I learn stuff. Never a station which overwhelmed visitors with welcome. Derinkuyu now sports a fresh patchwork of emergency hull seal plates and greets outsiders with suspicious looks, traded between miners and lightly armed Munisec militia. Your fleet goes into orbit around Derinkuyu. I'm going to say this differently every time I say it. Mining station. And the local port authority seems to take no issue with your exploration, for why your transponder regrettably can't be turned on. I'm presuming this is a dockside bar situation. I nailed it in one. As long as I nail it the next time, too, and the time after that. You connect the local directory and browse the public and otherwise known listings. You transmit the comms ID and wait for the system to establish a connection. You connect with the agent using a special comms ID and exchange passphrases to verify each other's identities, and then readings of unstable... The agent then transmits the data with a file of recent raw sensor readings of unstable jump points. Last time I played it, it was still called Starfarer. According to my email, I bought this game in 2013. So, is it my first time playing it? No, but it has been about 10 years. It didn't look anything like this the last time I played it. I don't even remember why I bought it or how I found it. It's one of those games that I bought, played for like 2 days, and then forgot existed. And then, like, several years later was reminded of its existence and was like, oh, okay. Actually, I think I was reminded of its existence by actually Disnoff, who I think is streaming this. And then I recall searching through my email because I was like, I think I own this already. And I did. Anyone else think of GPG keys or some shit? I mean, I'm sitting here thinking, like, you know, when you're watching an old spy film and they both pick up the camera and then they have like a 10-second conversation about ice cream flavors, and then they're like, ah, yes, this is the person that I need to speak with, and they hand them like a thing. Anyway, it's like that kind of stuff is in my brain. Now I'm curious. Oh, I see. So they got different stuff than the other place. Of course they do. Recreational drugs, my favorite. I love me some recreational drugs. I'm gonna just tell you two things. Number one, we have a games forum channel, so go start a Starsector forum and post them in there. Number two, I'm not gonna use any of them, Denji. So I realize that everybody's gonna recommend 3,500, 247 mods. I won't use any of them. It's nothing against you. It's nothing against your choice of mods, but I'm not going to use them. I really wish that it was a click and then click again instead of a click and hold, but what's the autopilot button again? Emergency burn. I love the fact that I didn't even have Go Dark on. The game has told me multiple times that it will autosave, and there is multiple settings that I've seen checked already that say autosave during important events. So I don't think I need to worry about the autosave mod in particular. Just do everybody on Earth a favor and just don't worry too much about recommending mods to me. My radio chatter's funny. You've been using the mod this whole time. I think we'll say this about mods. I realize there's a very active mod scene for this game, and that a lot of people have a lot of mods to recommend. Just don't worry about recommending mods to me until I decide I'm actually going to continue playing this game. Because the way I learn games is I play it in vanilla until I'm comfortable playing the game. Then I look at mods and see what I want to improve. I'm not the kind of person who will just play the game for the first time in a decade and then install 14 mods to play it. If I've played a game before, I'm open to modding it. If it's my first time playing through, just don't even bother recommending because I'm just going to tell you no every time. You connect with the local comm directory and blah, blah, blah. You have the data. Well done. The F doesn't look like a F to me. It looks like a slash. It's just, it's a strange font choice, I guess. There is a brief wait as you transmit the data file. While the system is running the preliminary analysis of the data, I believe that you're due a reward. Okay, well, I get $5,000. You decide to, is there a problem? There's a chime in the background, and he looks concerned. Yes, the system estimates that it'll take about a cycle to analyze the data and come up with a stabilization algorithm, naturally. By then, the data would be out of date, and any algorithm based on it is meaningless. If we had an AI core on hand, we could analyze the data more quickly. Fortunately, there's a survey probe somewhere in the system, one left over from the initial exploration of the sector by the domain, and it should have at least one AI core serving it as a brain. Like, it reads like a J to me, or like a Q, the F. Where is it, and why hasn't it been salvaged before? To answer your second question, the domain artifacts are usually protected by an automated defenses, and that still function to this day. And this probe is no exception. The hegemony generally forbids civilian interference with domain artifacts for the sake of public safety, of course. Desperate times, however, you decide to continue. As to where it is, my data indicates that it is somewhere beyond the orbit of Pontus. Get there and then head out beyond the asteroid belt and use the activate sensor burst. You should at the very least get a sensor contact with the probe. Okay. Yeah, they're like, this very much feels like MechWarrior for some odd reason. I mean, it's like every space game I've ever played mashed into it with like a bunch of, yeah, I don't know. It's very much a mashup of fun things. I'm enjoying this so far. Hopefully you guys aren't too frustrated with my I'm a nervous wreck newbie gameplay. This station is good for selling drugs. That's what YouTube chat is saying. Well, at least YouTube chat knows what's up. You know, honestly, the ship customization is what has scared me away from this game for a very long time. Coldot. Like, genuine statement. That is the thing that has kept me from playing this game. The font for this game is horrible. And yes, it is the font. I mean, the atmosphere for this game is great so far, but the UI customization, the options menu, and the font are very unfinished game, all caps. Which, you know, c'est la vie. Anyway, I'll see what I can do. Oh, there's my cargo capacity. I see. Crew capacity. I feel like I should have some more crew. How much is crew? More crew is more expensive, sure, but like, I got money, and I might as well spend something. But I don't know. I feel like I should go... Anyway. We'll just leave then. Yeah, I figured that much out, which is why I was thinking maybe I'll get more crew, but it's whatever. Okay, so where am I going? I don't need an explainer right now. Thank you very much for jumping the gun, though. I appreciate it. When it comes to ship customization stuff. Beyond the orbit of Pontus. Okay, well. Gotta do what we gotta do. So where's the... Ah. Okay, so I gotta head this way. Primarily composed of hydrogen and helium gases, the temperature and pressure of the core are extreme, but not enough to sustain the deuterium fusion that would turn the planet into a brown dwarf star. Cool. I like gas giant planets. They cool. They cool. No real interest in that game. I don't really get it. Schedule 1 is very much one of those games that, you know, I feel like, it's just, that's whatever. feel like I should head out towards the asteroid belt. Stop. Let's also shut this off. Oh, that's unfortunate. I mean, Schedule 1 is a physics-based drug dealing game and drug making game. I don't care. Like, it's not really something that seems interesting to me, so. Ow. Basically, I like games that are interesting and have been around for a while and have a lot of mechanics to dig into. This game is very much that. Schedule 1 looks like a game that is going to... noted, Denchi. Schedule 1 to me seems like a game that is going to like release and then be gone in 6 weeks and no one will remember it. And I don't care. I don't play games because they look silly. I play games because they look interesting and I think that they will either be something that I want to play for a while or will be of interest to the people that already watch me. Or is a game that they're already interested in and playing, and I should probably play it to catch up because I'm an old man. And, you know. And I don't care about meme games. Well, I'm in an ad break, so there's not much else to talk about Farmed Pineapple. Did it want me to go beyond the asteroid belt? Go to Pontus and head out towards the asteroid belt. I don't know. I can see that it's pinging on the mini map. Yeah, it's also pinging on the biggie map. That could be it. An example of one of the countless of thousands of robot probe ships sent out into the galaxy by the domain to find new resources to exploit. They sound lovely. Planets to colonize and explore the unknown. Some variants are produced by automated motherships. This specimen appears to be inactive. Pitted by small impacts, its hull displays iridescence from fearsome radiation scarring. This probe's manufacture could well date to 1,000 cycles ago. Yeah, the mini map and the biggie map. And then the really biggie map. And then the, oh god, it's the rest of space map. approaches the domain. For some reason, I thought it was going to shoot at me, but here we are. Your fleet approaches the domain era probe left from the Intel domain exploration of this sector. Pitted by small impacts, the probe's hull displays iridescence and blah blah blah, and I literally just read that. Thousands ago, some systems are still nominally active. The Uber map. Oh, yeah, there we go. Mini map, normal map, biggie map, supra map. I like Uber map. Although Uber map, you know, honestly, the word Uber lost a lot of its cool factor when Uber became a thing. I mean, that's what happens when, like, people work on a game for a very, 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 very long time. Mountain Blade Warband? I've never played Warband. True story. I have played Mountain Blade, though. I actually found the disc for it recently. I have a disc copy, which was released by Paradox physically. Oddly enough, they teamed up with Paradox to do a physical release. I bought it for 1 penny at Zeller's because it wasn't in their system, but it was in their dollar bin. I think a year or two after it released or something. Zeller's is a store that you would know if you grew up in a very specific part of the planet close to me. I remember grabbing it out of the container and walking to my mom and saying, hey, can we get this? It's in the dollar bin. And she says, yeah, I said you could get one thing. And she looks at it and goes, yeah, that looks fine. And we walked up to the counter and the lady said, so it's not in our system, so it's defaulting to 1 penny. So the most I can charge you for this is a penny. Is that okay? My mom goes, yeah. Sure. So I then gave my mom a penny when I got home and lost a summer to that game. I didn't sleep much. It's a fun summer. But I never did play Warband. I played a shit ton of Mountain Blade, though. And then I played a little bit of Bannerlord and actually really enjoyed it, but everybody in chat constantly informed me why it was terrible, and I got tired of that, so I stopped streaming it and then played a bit more of it and enjoyed it enough. It's fine. It's like, you know, it's fine. I enjoyed it. Your fleet approaches the domain's area probe, blah, blah, blah. As your fleet moves closer, several energy signatures are detected coming online inside the probe's hold. Sure. It's a normal fight with 2 weak ships. Yeah, no, I'm well aware of this. Sir Niviso. Well, I'm kind of expecting to just go in and die, so. Those are very weak ships. You weren't lying when you said they were weak ships. Yerp. It certainly is OP. Your fleet approaches the domain space area. For some reason, I thought that would be a bigger threat, but space area probe left by initial exploration of the sector, pitted by small impacts. The probe's hull displays. Why do I keep rereading the same text? I need to start at the top or start at the bottom. Your forces were able to complete a victory of the last engagement. Pick through the wreckage. Take all, please. Thanks. Gained experience. As your fleet finishes mopping up the automated defenses, a weak hyperweave ping is detected coming from the probe. It's unclear if this is a random noise from a dying subsystem or some kind of encrypted signal. Your fleet finishes its approach to the domain era probe without further incident. See, this is why I was like, I should buy more dudes, because it seems like it would be better to have more dudes. Anyway, begin salvage options. Them's expensive. It's hard to forget something that I didn't know I needed to do in the first place, Eric McKnight. But, confirm and continue. But thanks for reminding me. Fleet assumes stable orbit around the debris field, and the field is unstable, and you should not drift at least for too long. Assess. Scavenging effectiveness, 42%. Well, it'll be fine. Got more stuff. Take all. Can I just keep salvaging this? Kind of seems like I can. It contains nothing of value, okay. Well, let's just jump back up to here. I really like that it's constantly like, what's the word? Shifting. I like that there's orbit. I don't recall that either from back in the day. Orbiting. Orbital mechanics. Like the event pictures could use some variety. A bit of red foggy space and asteroids is cool and all, but you know, I feel like every space game could look a little bit more like Homeworld is what you're saying. I should probably also turn this back on. There's a shiny light up there. Oh, the return coming. Yeah, generally I pause games. I'm pretty good about that. Did anybody here ever play Rebel Galaxy? The first one? Because that's a game that has a really, really, really nice look to space. Like, you want some shiny, fucking pretty looking, colorful space? That game's got some shiny looking, pretty colorful looking space. Put in the comm directory, yell at the person I know. Solid work. I'll get my technicians working on this right away. In the meantime, this should cover your expenses and hopefully with a good amount left over. Then I continue. I'll send you the stabilization algorithm when the core works. Once the core works it up, once you have it, it should be a simple matter of running it using your fleet's drive field as a means of interacting with the jump point. However, there's still a matter of miners guarding both jump points out of the system. Of course mods have that. Here's the thing, you're more than welcome to like yell about mods at other people in chat. Just don't tell me. Just don't be like, blind, use this mod pack. Because I'm just gonna say no until I've gotten enough knowledge of the game to know what I'm modding. That's all. Like, you're more than welcome to yell about mods all you want in the chat. Just don't at me. and expect me to use them. No, totally. I also love mods, but just let me, you know what I'm modding first. ASCII sector. I don't know. What game are you referring to? He just sometimes needs to pass time in game. Yeah, fair. Is there a lot of waiting in the late game or something? As a diabetic, I will pass on the ice cream because my blood sugar is a little high currently. I don't need it going any higher. I'll take a glass of water though if you're fetching something. Like if you're getting snacks for everybody, I'll take a Diet Coke. Call any building stuff? Fair. Got it. Where was I? Well, that's relative. And you said that their forces are significant. Well, that's relative. Our security detachment could handle them easily, but as I mentioned, it's tied down defending Ancyra. Your fleet, on the other hand, you might be able to handle them with some stellar piloting and a bit of luck, but it's not. But it's best to not take such chances, especially when there's an alternative. And what alternative is that? There's a ship graveyard around Tetra. Cool. Ships that were deemed not worth the effort to restore awaiting bulk transit to one of the ship-breaking facilities elsewhere. So you can go play a hard space shipbreaker, right? Now, though, they'll serve our needs. Go there and recover all the ships as you can. And break the ones you can't for supplies, and make sure to bring enough crew to operate the recovered ships, and perhaps an extra 100 or so will do. Makes sense, Tenchi. Is abandonware? For some reason I thought you were talking about it's not Infinite Space, is it? What's the name of that roguelike? Approaching Infinity. That's the name I'm thinking. That's the game. That's the game I'm thinking of. Approaching Infinity's cool. This game? Cool little video game. Very cartoony, but cool little video game. It's a fun little turn-based space roguelike. Okay, where was I? Approaching Infinity. Yeah, it's a roguelike. It's funny because I was just like, I'm gonna buy some crew, and chat's just like, well, that's expensive, and now I'm just like, well, I guess I'm buying crew now. What the heck? Is there like a way to like do 10 at a time or something, or do I have to do this all manually? Because like I can click them all, I can hold shift to do one at a time. I don't even know what that's doing. But, oh wow, okay. Got it. Thank you. That's not straightforward, but let's just do 125, I guess. As many as you can hold, or dumps everything to the station. Okay, I mean, yeah, that kind of makes sense. I'll check something. Intel. Go to the ship graveyard in Tetra and blah, blah, blah. So where's this ship graveyard? Ah. Radiation from the nearby star ravages the surface of this world. Due to the lack of an atmospheric ozone layer, no significant geological activity, and no indigenous life forms. Required a full survey for Tetra. There's a show on map. Oh, I see. That's handy. The one that's like throwing me off is I feel like this should be a click and then let go of the mouse button for it to appear. So I keep accidentally opening up the wrong one, but I could just do that. Because I like the lore. The lore stuff's neat. All right, well, let's head. So how's my newbie gameplay, chat? Am I insufferable? Or is this tolerable? Ping, 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 ping. You didn't know better, you'd think you were watching a pro. Nonsense! Dram class tanker. So Chad, I'm gonna leave this one up to you. Which ones do we wreck? Because that doesn't look like much of a ship to me. That looks like that looks like a smoldering mess. Boarding the wreck, discover that many of the essential systems are undamaged. Ah. A lasher and kite. That doesn't take the story point. The condor is good too. Okay. I don't know what any of this means. So when I say selected for recovery, what does that do? Does that send crew to it to recover the ship? That's fair, Bastet. Adds it to your fleet. I mean, I know the F1 for details, but I don't know what this button does. For a small supply cost? Okay. So you're saying that I want it for fuel. How do I then get the fuel out of it? Do I then go into like my fleet screen and then salvage it at that point? Or do I salvage it from this screen? Oh, okay. I understand. Oopsies. Some of the ships in your fleet are dangerously low combat readiness. No shit, Sherlock! I love tutorials. It's a proper roguelike. It's not a roguelite. Approaching Infinity is the name of it. Here, I'll just plop a link. Tasty fingers. Your fleet approaches. This is a derelict Tarsus freighter. Explorer. Consider whether or not special measures might be taken. Begin salvage. Okay. This is the Lasher class. I think this was the one that you told me to grab, right, Elmir? In salvage operations. I think I clicked the wrong button on that one. I mean, I don't know what any of them are or how good any of them are or if any of them are even worth keeping. There's a light carrier. There's a destroyer. Two destroyers? There's a Buffalo MK2 and there's a Hammerhead. Let's pause. The Wolf-class frigate, Kite-class shuttle, and a Kite-class shuttle. So let's go grab this thing. Explore. Consider ship recovery. Recover. Hippolyta. Can I rename my ships? I better be able to rename them. Yeah, I know that I'm piloting a Wolf. Yeah. A Condor-class light carrier. Explore. Does not affect the chance of finding... Should I just break this one down? Difference in size and tech class. Yeah, I was going to grab the Buffalo MK... Wait, which one is this one? Condor class. This is the light carrier. Oh, so the green text implies it's a story point, is what you're saying. Okay. Okay, I'm picking that up. So should I spend the story point to grab the Buffalo MK2 then? I don't know what you're what any of this means, chat. Okay, so don't spend it. Got it. Has no shields. I mean, neither do I. I just have a cardboard box. It's comfy in here though. This one I can recover. I'm just going to stick with the first advice of just recover everything that doesn't require a story point. Explore, begin salvage. Explore. The Wolf D-class. You know, if I could remember the number of buffaloes to say in the correct buffalo sentence for it to be a grammatical correct English sentence, it would be buffalo and then that number of buffaloes. Buffalo MK that number. It's buffalo, 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 buffalo. It's 6 buffaloes, isn't it? Is it 5? So buffalo MK5. That would be the proper English buffalo.
Thanks to it DRP Hinius for my sub gift.
DRP Hinius? That might be the most unique pronunciation I've ever seen of Dr. Phineas's name. Stratature, thank you very much for the 5 months. Welcome back. I don't care if it's a sub gift or not. You're still here, so appreciate you. You could have left it for later. Ah, that's fair. I could have, but I didn't. I'm going for full. The cargo pods are in an unstable orbit, but should not drift apart and be lost for at least a few days. Put pods in stable orbit. Proceed. Examine pod contents. At least we got some fuel out of it. New picture, that's always good. Need to give credit where credit's due. It was a year, wasn't it? I think it was 12 months. That might be one of the least used like Twitch monetization features that they've ever added, at least on my channel. Oh, okay. Did I miss some salvage or something? Certainly possible. What the heck is an ordnance point? Number of demods this ship has. Equipment points. Okay, but what does that mean? What does that mean? I need to outfit the ships, I guess? Is my assumption here? What's up, Deep Space? Okay. Got it. Is there any automated, like, ship outfitting, or do I have to do that manually? I'm just gonna move you guys over here. Although then you'll be on the mini-map. Chat, where do you guys want to hang out? I'm trying to think, like, what's a spot I could put you that where you guys won't really block as much? Maybe up there? Auto fit exists? I mean, I figured I had to bring them to the station, but I should just get used to right-clicking on that. I'm in an ad break, so I will wait. I'm just happy that auto fit exists. I'm trying. Ship customization in Elite Dangerous damn near made me quit playing Elite Dangerous. Like, I really liked Elite Dangerous, but my god, that shit was annoying. As cool of a game as that is, and as cool as it was playing it, shit made me want to tear my hair up. Please don't tell me what does and doesn't fuck with me. The only one who's allowed to fuck with me is me. Denchi. Please. Autofit can kind of screw you sometimes. I assume it's like Total War, where the auto combat button is either fine or you lose for no reason. And it's fine. We'll figure it out when we get there. If it screws me, then... But we're at the very beginning of the game, so I'm sure we'll be fine. Yeah, that's very much like if I very much roll with the if I don't have to learn it now, then I'd much rather learn it later kind of methodology of existence when it comes to things like ship customization. But we also repairing the ships. Why are we trying to light a hippo on fire? Because Hippolyta, to me, just like sounds like we're trying to light a hippo on fire. You're running low on supplies. Well... It's fine. Also, I read that as the ISS Slut, so I might need to name a ship the Slut. Just because that would be funny. Yeah, no, absolutely. And it needs to be like a glass cannon, like tiny little thing that just goes in and dies immediately. Yeah, they described that pretty clearly earlier on. Her Majesty's ship, the Slut. That's a kite, yes. Cat, it works for me. Welcome back. A bunch of rust buckets, aren't they? But put some weapons on them and get a proper refit done. And with a dedicated crew, they'll do all right. It's no worse than what the pirates have got at any rate. Set course and think of England. Yeah, you'll be fine. Something up yours, but this in the voice of the guy flying into the alien spaceship in the airplane in Independence Day. All right, this is a wall of text. Hold up. Yeah, we're just about to talk to you about that. Not much to buy on the open market, but we have some stores. I've already ordered some local storage space to be assigned to you, and some suitable weapons transferred here, along with enough supplies to speedily bring the new ships back to full combat readiness. Use them to outfit your ships and make sure you've got enough crew for a full complement on every ship. I have a question. Is this just like the starting zone, or is this specifically the tutorial zone? Like, what are we currently in? Because it really feels like a tutorial, but I can't quite tell if this is just like the way every game starts, or if this is specifically a tutorial zone. This is the starting system. So when you start a new game, you always start here and do this? Or is this a skippable thing? It's a tutorial zone? Okay. I was trying to figure out, like, if this is, like, a mandatory zone or, like, a, like... Yeah, anyway. Okay, cool. Use them to outfit your new ships and make sure that you've got enough crew for a full complement on every ship, and then break the rogue minor defenses at the inner jump point. Once the conversation is over, press R to open the refit screen. After selecting a specific ship, you can press V to autofit and pick a desired loadout, and the ship will be automatically refitted to match it using what weapons are available. In addition, you now have access to the local storage at is it Ancyra? Now I'm just saying Ancyra, but there's no second A. And some storage and supplies have been placed there to access it. Click the storage button, yada, 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 yada. I take it you've got the stabilization algorithm working on. Yes, these cores seem like they can work miracles sometimes, and let me transmit the results. Good luck to you if you fail. You will, well, we'll have to send security force to do the job, and then it could get very messy. I'm gonna go open the door to my bedroom. It just got sunny in here, and there's a lot less ventilation in here than in the other room because the door is open in the other room. So give me a sec. Getting a little warm in here, actually. All right. Could get very messy. Well, good to know that you've already been working on a plan B. Come on now, it's not so grim. I have every expectation that you'll succeed, or I wouldn't send you. But it's my responsibility as commander to plan for every eventuality and not rely on a miraculous savior. Well, that's good. I ain't no miraculous savior, so you shouldn't rely on me. Yeah, no, that makes sense, House of Max. Have I told you of my Lord and Savior? Green beans and chicken and potatoes? Because that's what I ate last night, and it was delicious. Although tonight I'm going to be having cod, which apparently has been sitting in my freezer for about half a year, and I completely forgot about. Scanning the YouTube chat as well. All right. So it'll be an easier fight if you manage to separate them first, blah, blah, blah. Now, about the miners. 2 fleets guarding the jump point will aid each other if you engage one when the other is nearby. That makes sense. So it'll be an easier fight if you manage to separate them first. If you can't, it should still be a fight. You can win, though. Okay. So I feel like... there's the rename button. Excellent. So it's... okay. kind of makes sense. Chickpea curry and naan is on the menu for tonight. Oh, that sounds delicious. You had pizza? What kind of pizza? Standard support, interceptor. I'm just gonna leave everything standard. Wolf D-class assault frigate. Put you on point defense? I don't know what that means. That improve the loadouts? I don't know what you mean by check storage. Because I'm just clicking this. So I genuinely have no idea what I'm doing. I mean, claims I've got 3 ship weapons, but I don't see anything. So all of this looks the same to me, but not enough suitable weapons. Got it. I don't know what I'm looking at for any of this. Remember how earlier I was just like, the worst things for me is like this kind of screen? This is why I played 45 minutes of Cosmeteer and went, nah, fuck this shit. I'm done. Is because the second you give me a spaceship menu and say, build it, I go, all right, I'll play something else. But none of this means anything to me, so. I don't feel like using story points. You admit it's poorly explained? Oh, certainly. Yeah. I mean, I've never actually played a space game with a well-explained, like, ship diagnostics and construction menu. Quick guide. I mean, what's run simulation button do? Huh? I guess it's just watch your ship explode. That sounds fun. Anyway, whatever. I'll tell you this, Reckler. I don't want a quick tutorial. I want to know how to avoid this entire mechanic and just automate it so I don't need to know it. Otherwise, this is as far as I'm going to make it, and I'm never going to play any more of this game. Like, none of this really is stuff I like about video games. This, as I said earlier, this was actually the reason I was like, or I've been so scared of this game, is this shit. So, autofit, okay? Oops, nope, not strip. Autofit. And do what? It's like, just pick an option and then click go. Balanced, go. Okay, so is it good now? Because I can't tell what changed. Okay, that's all I need to know. That's all I want to know. Well, there is no go button. There's confirm, cancel, and there's spend free OPQ. There is no go button. But like, okay, these are still here because it's got degraded life support amongst other things. So it's not doing everything, unless that's just something that gets repaired over time. I don't know. Why would you want to skip this part? Because this is the least interesting part of space games to me. And it's what keeps me from playing space games most of the time. Different strokes for different folks, man. It's a debuff from getting destroyed in battle. Okay. Well... let's just ignore this for the rest of my life now. No, I will eventually get it, Denchi. It's, what... how do I explain this? If a space game forces me to learn the ship loadout system off the bat, I have no interest. Because that's not the type of system I enjoy interacting with. I like the exploration, the bigger scale portion of space games. I like buying low and selling high. I like the smuggling aspects of a lot of space games. I like the story kind of building of a lot of space games. I love the possible RP and the options of space games. You tell me to decide what guns I want on the front of my ship, I want to punch you in the head and get a subordinate to do that for me. I'm that kind of person. You know? I just could care less about that half of it, I suppose. We're going to this. Main course. There needs to be a delegate button. Yeah, delegate this menu, this menu, this menu, and this menu, and I'll worry about the rest. I mean, here's the thing. If I was Han Solo, I would be paying somebody to fly the ship for me, and I would just be living in some bar somewhere drunk. Oh no, I'm sure I'll figure it out with time. YouTube chat, I'm not worried about this. We don't need to argue about which game is easier, this or Dwarf Fortress. That's a silly argument to have. Okay, so where's the other fleet? I guess that's the other fleet. Oh well, I was talking, so. Eh. I like the disengage by executing a series of special maneuvers. I might give you the finger. Eh. Eh. You can take him. I'm not too worried. What are you? Does it not say what the ship is? Do you click them? There it is. I don't even know what that is, so let's just go hit that. I really wish that the mouse was less sensitive, but it's fine. So they're still over here. I mean, that would be a question for chat. Are there aliens? Kind of. Isn't it something that's not from, like, Earth an alien? So in many cases, we're the aliens. This is just a mess. It seems to be quite a few drones. I'm not a fan. Are there space demons? What, like the, what are they called in Elite? Well, I mean, nobody's dead yet from the looks of things. I kind of wish that there was like an easy mode for the combat instead of just like the autopilot being seemingly the best option in a lot of cases. Because actually flying yourself seems like a lot of fun, but doesn't everybody like a good old-fashioned space nurgle? Seems like some of the ships went down, so let's just turn everybody around. Just jumping and burning, I suppose. I'm sure this game has plenty of 40k mods, actually. Now that I feel like that's something that would probably exist. It's just a skill that has to be developed. Yeah, and this game seems very much like we throw you in the deep end and don't care about your feelings. Man, this thing is chonky. Also, you were saying this game has space lobsters. I'm a really big fan of space squids. How's the volume level? Should I turn it up, or is it a good level of loud? Well, there goes its hull. Doesn't need that anymore. It's balanced well with my voice. Okay, it just looks kind of loud on my end, but so it's actually going into the red a little bit there. But I guess that's all just explosions, so it's fine. Your forces were able to gain a complete victory in the last engagement. Well, that's good. Salvage chief reports that several ships are disabled or destroyed during the battle and can be restored to basic functionality. Functionality? What am I saying? Functionality. Recovering ships instead of breaking them for salvage will greatly reduce the salvage gained from these ships. And as far as ship outfitting goes, I'll just read a guide on that on my own time. I'm sure that exists somewhere. Volume is loud and clear. Is it too loud, though? That's the question. I can't hear you. What were you saying? Yes. Sorry, all I can hear is boom. I kind of just want to salvage these. Yeah, I'm good. Salvage crews are able to recover a bunch of credits from CPU cores still active in the wreckage. I love how everybody's just like, these CPU cores are the powerful things that run our ships, but also hold our money. Doesn't seem wise. Oh look, guns. Cool. I find it kind of funny. Like, this game's pretty daunting and like has a lot going on in a lot of in a lot of the gameplay, yet at the same time the UI for the inventory is like the most simplistic looking like borderline flash game thing I've seen in a while. Implies that ships run on money. I feel like that's accurate. That's like, isn't there like a saying for planes where like they don't fly on fuel, they fly on cash or something? All right. The pirate fleet maneuvers to prevent you from disengaging easily. Open a comm link. Don't you get any of your dirt on me when I blast your ship up. Blast your ship up? Blast my ship up. The current price of antimatter, you aren't wrong. You know, I haven't checked the stock market recently, but I feel like antimatter is probably expensive. Holy shit, Speedy. Hi, it's good to see you. Thanks for the 94th month. You mad lad. That is the maximum possible months you could possibly have. It is good to see you. I hope that you've been well. Pirates ain't learned good. No, totally. They're going to blast my ship up. I really wish that she said smack your ship up or something, because that would have just made me laugh pretty hard. Fuel in Starsector is antimatter. Ah! Wait until you meet my Uncle Matter, though. He's much scarier. Much more powerful. 10 times taller. But seriously, Chat, can I get a lot of beers? Because that's 94 months. Doing good? Keeping busy? Did you know that I moved? I can't remember when you last popped the resub, because you don't do it every month, but... Thanks for the 94 months, mate. You cut the comm link. Well, that's... Move in to engage. I outnumber them. I think we should be fine. Vadtech, thanks for the 51 nut. This game... This game may not... Chat, does this game have grenades? I know it has missiles. And flat cannons. And lots of guns and lasers. And when ships blow up, they do literally blow up like grenades. Yeah, well, I live on Vancouver Island now. So, they'll take anything. Trust me, things blow up real good in this game. No, don't actually do that. Do that. All deploy, motherfuckers. Rocket cruiser. All right, well. Let's go for you. Let's go for you. Oopsies, no. You. And you. There we go. Would you teleport? I mean, I've done that in Caves of Cud, and it's pretty effective, so... What is the little doohickey floating next to their ship? Like that. What is that? Also, I just saw autopilot disabled. Am I in manual control now? Because that's bad. Oh, that's what that is. Okay. I was trying to figure out how to swap that. Press U to engage autopilot. Okay. Something went bang. Oh, I see. I need to just take my hands off the keyboard so I stop accidentally hitting it. Handy nuke grenade launcher. I once threw a detonated handy nuke. Well, detonated a handy nuke and then dropped it into the church donation bin in Caves of Cud in the silt, and it didn't blow up, and I was sad. So then I took my second one and just like detonated it in the middle of the silt and then ran out the back door. You know, I'm a good person sometimes. Time to do things manually. I remind myself that I have no idea what I'm doing. Let's just put on autopilot again. This thing has a lot of heft to it. I mean, I know I'm winning, but I have no idea what I'm doing. Like, it is thick. No, it reminds me of, like, learning to play, we're in an ad break. It reminds me of learning to play Brigador, where it takes you, like, a decent chunk of time to learn properly. Yeah, I can see that visually. This is like setting a 15 like grade 10s to go play against one professional NBA player. Like, this is kind of what this fight looks like from my perspective, so I can tell that it's bigger, Ilmir. Thanks. And you can still barely pilot. Hey, fair. Yeah. That's me in Dwarf Fortress. I still barely ever use the military schedules menu. I'll be honest with you. I'm reading that part of the UI pretty well. It also explained it pretty well in the combat tutorial that I did at the very beginning. So we are keeping up with that little bit. I'm not commanding the ship at all. I did briefly, and then I was like, you know what? Nah. Yeah, no, that was written at the very beginning, and it's very clear. So I'm following that much. I do find the UI to be rather difficult to read, but it's fine. Did anybody here play Delta V? If you like this, you might like Delta V. Delta V is pretty cool. Well, it seems to be going down currently, so that's good. I mean, it's losing its hull, and it's not quite... It's obviously not overloaded in any way, but... The NBA player... Well, now he does, because somebody's biting him. This game really likes its flashbangs, doesn't it? The salvage of the chief reports that several of the ships are disabled. Is it worth considering ship recovery? The Y Dragon? I mean, it is pretty big. I'll give it that. Now you're blind too? One of us. One of us. Do I want it? I don't know. I'm asking, is it worth it? Salvage crews are able to recover 848 credits from the CPU core still active in the wreckage. Take all. Yerp. Oh. Tiny little explosion. Yomp. Your fleet approaches the jump point. This jump point is unstable and cannot be used. Thanks, Captain Obvious. You load the stabilization algorithm into your jump program. You know, so sometimes it's funny because it's just like it's using the most simple words to explain something that should be like sci-fi and weird. But you load the stabilization algorithm into your jump program. Thank you. Do I get a jump rope too? And the drive field goes through this series of esoteric fluctuations, and their resonance gradually canceling out the instability of this jump point. You know I shouldn't be poking plot holes in the, like, very simple tutorial thing that I'm currently going through, but, like, why didn't they just do this? You know, like, the jump gate closes. I'll tell you this, Denchi. I am prone to retinal detachment, so I'm way ahead of you there. I've almost got a disconnected retina in my good eye already. So, I'll have you know, I can't play any contact sports due to problems with my retinas. So, I guess I'm way ahead of you, and I'm truly a Starsector player, even though I haven't even started yet. It's true, they need to not depend on a miraculous savior. And the miraculous savior is my dinner that I'm going to eat tonight. Except with fish instead of chicken. I don't have a command for this game. Find my zombie. Sorry. No, I mean, it's fine. I actually don't mind the whiteout option. Report success. Okay. I just think it's kind of funny that the game likes its flashbangs. Also, hold on a second. I gotta just go to my fleet real quick. So this is now the ISS slut. If anybody has a funny name for a ship, hit me and I'll consider it. We were just talking about that, yeah. Sir Nerviso. I played Endless Sky. I played Endless Space, but I don't think that's Endless Sky. Okay, which one is bullshit, though? ISS Prize of High... How about just the ISS bullshit? There you go. We got the ISS bullshit. I need the ISS yikes to go. It's just like a bunch of like borderline problematic names followed by the ISS yikes. That'd be pretty funny. The friendship, that's everybody's favorite ship, right? ISS might be salvageable. Might not be though. Right click and drag the planet? I'm sorry? That doesn't seem to do anything. It says yes, exploded. Normal outcome, really. Yeah, I'm right clicking and dragging the planet. It's not doing anything. Oh. Does that have any practical effect? Or does it just spin it? It doesn't? Okay. I mean, for a second there, I was thinking maybe this is like a, you know, like a Mass Effect scanning thing, but you do realize I'm going to do this forever now, right? Suddenly gravity got really thrown off, and we're not sure why. Haney seems a bit giddy with excitement. We actually did it. You just never know what... you just never know with these things. You mean, like... I'm starting to think that these guys are kind of incompetent. Here's your... they're just, like, they could have done this very easily themselves. They just decided to, like, pay me to do it because if somebody blew up, it wasn't them. Collective seizures, yeah. Also, thanks, Nutty. They're definitely incompetent, but let's not go there. I mean... they seem to be friends of the shrubbery, so maybe they're like members of the Knights Husseini. Because they're the hedge, clearly, right? That or they're just trying to find their nuts because we're in over the hedge. Anyway, it's such a relief to not be cooped up in this system anymore. Oh, joy. Here's your reward and well earned with my gratitude. In addition, I've set up with a monthly suspend from Galadia. Also, is there a way to turn off the free camera movement whilst in combat? Because I find it exceptionally disorienting. Like, I want to be able to move my mouse while in combat, but not, like, send the screen flying into outer space. It's right click? Okay. I'll have to figure that out. Here's a reward with my gratitude. In addition, I've set you up with a monthly stipend from the Galatia Academy in recognition of services rendered. It should run for 3 full cycles, and frankly, they don't have much room to complain right now. I don't even have to lean on them too hard to get this sorted out. Oh, didn't even have to lean. Well. Now I expect the authorities at the headquarters on Jengala in the Corvus system would like to hear about the recent events. Would you deliver a report for me? Ask to speak with the station commander, Iridia, when you get there. Oh, and make sure to take enough fuel to make the trip. Flying in system, as you have been, doesn't have fuel, so it's easy to forget that flying in hyperspace does, and it's not too far, but your current fleet, you'll need 50 units to get there. If you do manage to run out of fuel somehow and get stuck in an unhinged system, then call the fuel rats. I mean, it would be a real feat of the in an uninhabited system, and that'd be a real feat in the Galactic Corvus route. Let me tell you, you can always issue a distress call and wait for help to arrive. I'm also declaring a bounty on the remaining rogue minor fleets here. If you'd like, you can stick around and help mop up before going to Corvus. Might do that. I did say rats, yes. Once you're over 20 points, they leave you alone mostly. Well, that's useful. Should I go blow up those pirates, chat? What do you think? What's the dockside bar do? Man contracting underworld bounties. Talk to a man haranguing the official about the increased pirate raids. Talk to the man who looks disappointed by the commodity traders. Okay, well, that makes sense. Standard space game stuff. Well, I have 147 fuel. So I feel like we're probably okay. So we got the USS Bullship, the USS Slut, the USS, or the ISS. I don't know. This is a Mud Skipper class? There's a fuel range on the star map you can turn on? The ISS Mudkip. I named this ship the ISS. So my light tanker is the ISS Slut. And then my Shepherd class drone tender is the Bullship. Last time I played Starsector, it was still called Starfarer. So it's been a long time. It's one of those games where every time I hear it updates, I go, okay, I'll wait for the next one. I'll wait for the next big update. And then I just never did. The ISS Mudkip. The ISS offspring. It's a hammerhead, okay? I'm not surprised by that part, Denchi. You are correct, yes. I'm just clicking buttons and my life has no meaning. I'm mostly just thinking about names. It's more likely that it'll do. Yeah. Oh, I see. I don't know where I am. That seems far away. Bounties. Thank you. Not John. I hadn't realized that yet. I thought we were in stars because this game is called Starsector. That's what I need to do. It's mostly just I'm trying to like decipher what this map means, which I think we're getting somewhere. I mean, people do that all the time in Dwarfort and talk to me about how they're lost in menus. And this is just me getting idly lost in menus and trying to figure out what menu I'm supposed to be in. So this is what I mean when I said earlier, like, if my gameplay seems slow, it's because this is how I play games. I, like, click on menus repeatedly, and it irritates the heck out of some people. It's fun, Forest Owner. Yeah, but there's also another, like, I would say kind of annoying ripple in how I learn games, which is I don't see very well. So there will be times where there's just like a thing directly in front of me that chat notices immediately, and I just, which is also why I tend to stare at menus kind of blankly for a bit, because I'm trying to see everything. Yes, I've determined this. It just took a little bit. So danger 3. Well, should be fine. I mean, I appear to have a bigger fleet, so. We'll learn with time. I mean, that seems like pretty standard space game thing, Denchi. Neutron stars suck in this game? How so? You know, why don't we just all go for this one? So, is there a way to turn free look off whilst in combat, or do I have to just like leave my mouse directly on top of the ship? I guess I just have to leave the mouse directly on top of the ship. Press F for camera speed right then, I believe. Doesn't seem to do that. Yeah, it just disables autopilot. Yeah, I mean, it's this menu that I'm wondering about, because right-click enables shields. But it doesn't super matter. It's just like... Just turn on autopilot whenever things get hairy. Seems to be like we're flashing red, which is probably bad. No, but here's the thing. That doesn't actually answer my question. Because, like, yes, this lets you port to a different ship that's yours. I want the mouse to not move this screen while I'm following a different ship so I can tab out and do streamer things, but it's fine. So, I appreciate the attempts, but it doesn't seem to be willing to do what I want it to do. Then yeah. And also, if that's not disableable, I don't think I'll ever be able to learn the combat functionally because of the way it moves. Makes it exceptionally difficult to follow visually, which is fine. The autopilot is good enough, so. It just means I probably won't ever be able to learn the combat in here, but is what it is. Wouldn't be the first game like that. It's whatever. It's not worth worrying about at this point. There was a way to have only keep. I'm sure like I said, at this point, it's not really worth worrying about. It just means that, like, there's a huge chunk of the game that I will never, ever, 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 ever interact with. But it is what it is. Which ones are from my fleet? I'm confused. The blue box selected one, so this one's from my... Okay, but it requires a story point, so... I guess we're losing that one. So, rip. Also don't really want to recover these either, so. You figured to name it the ISS Crash and Burn. Eh. Getting a decent amount of junk out of this, though. Kites are common as dirt. Noted. Well, that's a new screen. Ow. I hit a rock. I don't know. Does he? Didn't she? Open a comm link. Pirates. You just a bruiser, come to do the hegemony dirty work. Get over with. Get it over with. Okay, sure, fine. Pursue them. Our forces pursue the enemy and manage to close in enough to force a battle. The command of the action. I mean, I wasn't really trying to trade. I was just curious what... Like I said, just trying to find menus. That's it. I mean, I like watching the fights. Watching the fights is fun. Ship is way bigger than I thought it would be. Let's all just fight this guy here. Just focus fire this guy instead of going for the further away one. That was quick. You can click on the several times on some of the ships on the deployment screen to deploy them on the sides of the battlefield. Noted. I don't think that like these are necessarily fair fights. So I'm just kind of like rolling in, but that's good to know for future. Also, let's just go character. Okay, I don't have any skill points. Ow. Oh, I'm sure there's harder fights later. But since I'm in a tutorial zone, I might as well, you know, take advantage of whatever's around. And do some salvaging while we're at it. When you have heavier and thus slower ships, it's better to deploy a couple of faster ships on the side to make it easier for chasing them down. Certainly. Yes. All of that makes sense. Colony has no orbital station or fleets nearby to defend it. Uh-huh. Oh, I'm sure it was. Yeah, maybe so. I'm sure there's lots of situations where I could do this quicker or more optimally, but like I said earlier, I'm just exploring. So let me explore. But I don't think I have any kind of foot soldiers. I'm just simply clicking screens I haven't clicked on before right now, so. With no real plan or logic behind it. More rogue miners. Oh, I see what I'm doing. I see what that menu does. Why'd the numbers get bigger? Did I change the system somewhere? We're in an ad, so I will pause game. The combat numbers. They look bigger. Maybe it's because it's just a bigger ship. Or rather, the damage numbers, I guess. It's a space game. What do you do in space? You blow things up, you yell at people, and you take their stuff, and you buy stuff, and you sell stuff. That's a space game. But I haven't even left the starting system yet, so. And sometimes you do science and stuff. There's supposedly like a lot of fleet management and like empire building stuff in the late game of this, but I haven't really messed with any of that. So I'm sure we'll find it eventually. Yeehaw, in regards to cowboys in space. Sometimes science does you. I think that's just called being in space.
In
Cutest.
space, no one can hear me sub.
False. Everyone can hear you sub. Thank you much. So many little pew pew things. How are you doing, cutest? Thanks for the 55th month. Welcome back. But yeah, this game does have non-violent options to resolve conflicts too. I'm just fighting against the tutorial space pirates, so, you know. And doing everything on autopilot, because combat complicated. Kind of wish it would linger longer, but... And it looks like my cargo hold is mostly full.
A long time, just keep rolling.
A long time ago in a theme park far, far away. Audio, it's good to see you, man. Hope you've been well. Jack, can I get a big round of beers? For that tier 3. For 94 months. Good to hear, dude. I didn't even read it, Nutty. Don't worry about it. Didn't even see it on screen. No concerns there. Well, appreciate you for checking in, dude. Am I going to fly through the star, or is he going to automatically fly around it? Like, is that a concern? Should I be worried about that? Kind of seems like no. Okay. Wondering if this is like an Elite Dangerous situation where if I'm not cautious, then suddenly I go boom because like I flew too close to a star. Huh? Oh, maybe that's repairs. Oh, I see. Monthly income. I'm getting paid. That's cool. All right, well, I'm not really sure what to do. So I should probably just empty out my cargo hold because it seems to be kind of full, and then fly elsewhere. Well, if wasps are surrounding your apartment, do not kill them because they're kind of like ants. They release a very strong scent when they die that they can smell, and they know that you killed one of them. So don't kill them or they'll get worse. I'll tell you this, because of the way the combat controls are, I don't think I would ever learn anything in this game if autopilot wasn't a thing. So, I mean, if autopilot wasn't a thing, I would have probably given up. So, for whatever that's worth. I mean, I say a lot of things about, you know, games that I think, or things that people should and shouldn't learn about games. But I personally feel that the autopilot is pretty necessary. Doesn't seem that much. I don't know what any of this means. Nor do I know what any of that is, but... I will say, I would like to learn the flight mechanics, but there's a lot of other things that are going on in this game right now that I'm trying to learn before I learn to, you know, play the game manually, you know? Like, there's plenty of vehicle sims I like playing that are just that, where it's like, here's a complicated system to learn, go learn it. But I think a game allowing you to automate certain systems is a benefit to the player. Oh, I thought you were saying the opposite. I read that as like, the game like prioritizing autopilot hurts the player. But anyway, create your ships at the dockyard, open the comm directory, take a shuttle. Yeah, let's just leave. Let's just leave. So chat, where do I go? The fuck do I do now? That sounds right, Nutty Wombat. I'm sure that everything will just start to make sense with this big ol' factor in most complicated games from ago, which is time spent. Free stuff. Your fleet has arrived in hyperspace. Now what? Ships traveling in hyperspace use fuel in proportion to the distance traveled. Fleets that run out of fuel drift towards the nearest system and may become stranded there. Can I lay in course here, or is that a nah? Also, Al Gerber is a very funny name for a place? Intel. That's Corvus. Can I lay in course? Yes, I can. Neat. Press 2 for fuel range. That seemed to make me go dark. What? It's called stream delay, okay? The game told me I needed 60 fuel to get to where I'm going. I have way more than 60 fuel, so I'm presuming I'll be okay. And also I lost a ship since that point. I'll tell you this. If you're gonna like tell me a tip, give me the whole tip. Like when in the map screen, press 2 for this instead of press 2 for this. It's like, no, it's not. What are you talking about? Why am I going dark? It's my fault for listening, not your fault for saying it. This is like a team effort thing, you know. Or jump to, that sounds right. We have 69% combat readiness, sir. Capital ship Yikes, reporting for duty. I am going to rename my ship to Yikes, by the way. All right. What the hell am I doing now? This is where I gotta go. The jewel of the Corvus system is Jangala. It possesses a lush native biosphere. The world's farms and seas, often hidden by the churning cyclones of megastorms, and are a major source of organic feedstock, food products, and exotic xenobiological materials, considered holy by the most Ludic sects. I can speak. So these are religious nuts, I gather. The question is, do they have religious pine nuts? Because that's how I'm going to make my my religious pesto. Yeah, I'm doing fine with turning the transmitter back on, don't worry. I don't think I will ever make that mistake a second time, Stromako. This looks like a, what's it called? A specific station in one of the Star Trek comics that I read when I was younger. Formed in a vast tiered structure, the first of the ancient fueling and repair gantries are hidden among the corroded industrial hangars that lie in the shadow of a huge ring of laboratories associated with support systems and higher still commercial concourses and metroplex districts. And many winged shipyards are all watched over by a command and control spire, bristling with communications, arrays, and weapon pods. Your fleet transmits identification codes via the transponder, and you are soon granted docking clearance. Easy peasy. Yeah, noted, Nutty. Your connection request is accepted by a silent delay. Yes, and you are. The station commander gives you a look over as your transmission is acknowledged. You have a report for me. Let's just take a look. She skims her data pad, and Galatia is back. Galatia is back on the map. That's excellent news. It says here that you had quite a hand in it too. Her eyes take you in anew. Okay. That won't be forgotten. I kind of wish it would be, but you look kind of Nazi-ish, so I kind of hope you would. Very Starship Troopers. Heck, star, yeah, sector, Fraga. I don't have anything specific for you right now. You've got options, she says, setting the data pad aside. I hate this font. There's a bounty in this system right now due to unusually high pirate activity. Oops. And you've already got some experience in dealing with pirates, so that could be a good way to earn some credits. And of course, you could always visit dockside bars and get good opportunities there sometimes. They're doing their part. They're certainly trying, Big Baza. If you prefer, you could try your hand at salvaging, load up on fuel, machinery, and supplies, and head for systems outside of the core worlds. It's a good idea to pick up a mission first, so you're not running blind. But okay, that's hard for me. And someone's usually offering good money to analyze this planet or derelict, and where there's one, there's often more. What, the running blind part? Finally, you could take a commission with the hegemony due to the Galadia business. Your standing is high enough that such a request would be accepted. You'll be accepted to fight our enemies, though it's quite a commitment. If I were you, I'd hold off. I like how she's like, yeah, don't join us. Don't mind if I do, ma'am. This is why I'm not driving. I have Bobby McGee and Sammy driving, okay? The best pilots of the spaceship, yikes. Thanks, I'll not think about it ever. So what's the TLDR on these guys, chat? People were saying that they're idiots, but we will get into that later reasons.
Def one of my fav games.
No, I know. I figured that much. I mean, I've seen the what's it called? The screen that says so-and-so hates so-and-so and is at war with so-and-so. So, yeah, I kind of figured. You'll learn to hate the hegemony. Can you explain why in, like, a couple sentences? I'm curious. You're not the first or last, probably, person to say that. I already kind of don't like them. I don't like the look of their uniform. I don't like the cut of their jib, if you will. Sure looks like Starfarer to me. You know this is Starfarer, right? But they had to change the name to Starsector because Starfarer is a board game. None of the factions are great. I figured as much. Sop Ratmos, by the way. But they're more diplomatic? Ah. So we've got a military dictatorship. We've got an authoritarian government. What are my other options? So there's space church. So there's space mega churches. There's space military dictators and space authoritarians. Where's my happy space communists? Do they not exist? Because that's Sag. Megacorp and space CEOs? God, pukes. I'm just gonna go to the middle of nowhere and like farm rocks. Yeah, I know this, Suited. Or cutest ghost. I'll have to start my own happy space communism. Sag. And then, of course, everybody kills your happy space commune. Yeah, well, rip. You know, having spent enough time around religions in my life, I'm good. The Independents? Are they just independent? They're just random dudes in space? Approach the spacer and offer to buy him something more palatable. Gizzled spacer at the bar, drowning shots of what looks like the cheapest liquor available. Talk to the man who ordered the cadet to apprehend you. A nervous cadet holding a drink approaches. Captain, may I mean, the man over there wants a word. Splinter dictatorship from the Hague. Triarch, we swear we aren't AI. Ah. So we've got military government, a dictatorship. We got tech bros, the church, and the church, but we beat you up if you don't listen, and then everybody else. Got it. Cool. Like the neutral planet from Futurama. I liked that episode. That was a good episode. Well, I mean, if they do use the three shells, nobody knows how to actually use them. So. Talk to the man who ordered the cadet to apprehend you. Uh-huh. Captain Donut Steel. I forgot I named myself. See, this is why I named myself something stupid in a video game, because whenever it comes up, I chuckle. Like, right, yeah, I named myself that, didn't I? Captain Donut Steel says, he says, my superiors recognize that your unique talents could serve our faction. There is no drink on the table and no invitation to sit. We need an agent extracted from a pirate colony at Derinkuyu mining station. A flagged task force cannot do this due to political considerations. We offer 54,000 credits. Uh-huh. I literally was just there. Can we unredact them, though, Alexander? They will blockade your colonies and bullying you into trying to join. So they're Mormons? Or Jehovah's Witnesses? Probably more Jehovah's Witnesses. Yeah, I gathered as much, Ilmirin. I'm just gonna decline this. I don't feel like hiring Marines. Approach the spacer and offer to buy him something more palatable. You keep the drinks flowing and mostly just listen and letting the spacer unburden himself. Waste of time, I suppose. Beep. Survey a barren world. That's pretty far away. So you said press 2 to see your fuel range? I have a question. If I just point my ship in a direction and start flying, will I eventually get to one of these other systems with no fuel? Or will I hit an invisible wall? I'm presuming I'll hit an invisible wall. That's sad. One way to find out. I like that attitude, but that's sad. It is kind of a confusing interaction, correct? I think that's also the station you told me about, if I'm not mistaken. Oh my god. So I'll be honest, I'm kind of getting space game analysis paralysis at this exact moment. I'm not going to do something if it's just directly a waste of time, which is why I'm very happy I just got the correct answer first. Well, then why the fuck did I come here? If I just need to go back to where I just came from. Oh shit, they're getting Northern Lights. That's nifty. Seems like a bunch of hogwash. I don't mind dicking around. I'm kind of like in analysis paralysis. So I'm gonna go dick around then. Oh, is that what this is supposed to be? It's sending, uh-oh. The pirate captain makes a rude gesture and laughs before cutting the transmission. Cool. Well, I guess we're gonna fight this pirate. Do I want the main story? Also, we're all dead, I think. ISS Yikes, reporting for duty. Why wasn't autopilot on? Well, that's cool. So, I will give you guys my honest take, having messed around with the tutorial for a little bit. I feel like I could probably really like this game. I'm not enjoying this. Like, there's enough things going on here that are very inaccessible that I'm gonna have a hard time learning this. I'll stick with it though. But I think it's one of those games where it'll take me a while to start to like it. And I'm not there as quickly as I thought I would be. That's where I'm at right now. What's up, Big Bang? I don't really see the comparison to Kenshi. My problem with Kenshi is that it's boring, right? My problem with Kenshi is that there's nothing happening 99% of the time. That's not the problem that I'm having with this. Like, my issue are things like, I can't follow the combat because this is awful. I mean, it's important if you're piloting, but because I'm not piloting and it's just running an autopilot, it's kind of awful. Yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of little things right now. But I'm sure that we'll get there eventually. This is, I think, probably about as far as I got the last time I played, which was, like, as I said, a decade ago. Excellent autopilot on that ship there. Just bumps into a little asteroid slowly. Is a learning experience. Sure. But for me, like, the good sign, the best thing a game like this can do is be like, well, this is a lot. I have no idea what I'm doing or what I should be doing or how to go about doing it. But it's compelling. This has almost nothing compelling going on right now. Which is usually a me problem and not a problem with the game. No. Lupa Trooper. I just said that a minute ago. So. Light at the tunnel at the only 4 more days before the busy season ends? Hell yeah, dude. What signifies the end of the busy season? So what I think I'm going to do, chat, is because I'm not having fun, I hope it doesn't go back too far. Where are we currently? Yeah, okay. We've jumped back pretty far, which is totally fine. I think what I'm going to do, because it saves after story plot points, so it cut out me fighting the pirates for a bit. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to save here, which is fine. And we'll pick this back up tomorrow. Roughly the same time as yesterday. We'll keep playing, and I will give this a coat of, well, another look with some fresh eyes, I suppose, because I've been live for 10 hours, and I'm a little bit on the tired side, and it's a lot of information to take in all at once. I mean, how much time have I given this so far? Started at 7 p.m. now. I started at 3, so what? Good couple hours? I think I'll give this like 30 hours before I decide if I actually like it or not. Right now, I mean, it sounds great. It looks pretty. It has good explosion sounds, but there is... I really wish that this game was less, yep, early access, not finished. I want to be able to do things like have borderless windowed mode. Like, it's the current year and I have 3 monitors, man, and 2 of them are vertical, and if I make this game full screen, it basically, like, just demolishes the usability of my other 2 monitors. I want to be able to, like, unlock the mouse whilst in combat and autopilot without, like, breaking autopilot. There's a lot of little things where I'm just like, hope that we get that at some point in the next 10 years, or if I can find a mod to do that. But